We start to just gently place the front of the foot down, just see how that feels. You might want to pad it up, you might want to stay not sat back, you might want to put something in between the thighs or come to it just as a seated position instead. But if it feels good to start stretching the front of the ankle there, we'll just start to either stay there or slowly sit the hips onto the heels, maybe fold in into child's pose. So either child's pose, just take it easy, or seated. And we're just going to stay for about a minute. And just relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. You can just rest the head or relax, depending on what you're doing if you're seated. Just get into a comfortable position. And we're going to take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just noticing how you're feeling today, how everything's feeling, what's happening in this position. So the front of the feet getting a bit of a stretch, lower legs, knees, thighs, hips, glutes, back body, just checking on how everything's feeling. Okay, and then throughout the class we'll keep paying attention. So on the next inhale, I'm going to lift up onto our hands onto the knees. So let's come onto all fours. Just place the knees underneath the hips. And you can always give the feet a little circle or shake off. And then again, we can just place them flat down or tuck the toes if that's better for the ankle. So the exhale, let's round the backs up and tuck the chin in, draw your belly inwards. And then inhale, let's go the other way. So lift the tailbone, lift the chest, and then bring the shoulders back away from the ears and lift it out of them as well. So we'll do 3 more cat-cows, exhaling, lifting your spine upwards. Tuck the chin and try to pull more of the back line, and then inhale, let's go the opposite way. Do 2 more. Exhaling as you round up. And inhale the opposite way. And then last one, and exhale, lift your back up. And inhale the other way. So on the exhale, then just flatten your spine somewhere in between the two, or bring your spine somewhere in between the two, and then inhale, let's kick your right leg just straight out behind you and really push the heel away. Exhale, let's bring the right knee back under. So do another 3 right leg kicks. So inhale as you extend the right knee, try and really push the heel back and engage your quads. Exhale, bring the right knee back under. So 2 more, try and keep braced the whole time as well. And then last one, then just keep holding the right leg out behind you. You can play around with turning the foot, changing the foot position. Notice how that affects the whole leg hip. You might want to play around with keeping the toes pointed down to help you stay level, or maybe even push the ball of the foot away, or even spread the toes. So try and keep bracing there, just keep spreading the weight through the hands, pushing down into the shoulders away from the ears. Check what you do with your head as well. Another inhale there, and then exhale, keep your right leg straight, just land the right foot on the floor. Inhale, then take a big circle with the left arm. So reach the left arm all the way forward and up, and you can push into the right hand, help you twist a bit more there when you get the hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, full circle, let's bring the hand back down. Let's bring the right knee back under, and then we'll switch the hands, let's push the right arm underneath the left, so we're turning to the left. Keep threading the right arm through, and you can rest if it's comfortable to rest the shoulder down, rest the shoulder, rest the head. The left hand then can just stay supporting, or even walk the left arm out in front as well. So a nice shoulder stretch. Just take some deep breaths. You might even want to lean slightly into that right arm. Let's bring your left hand back in and the right hand, so we're back onto our hands and onto our knees. Just repeat everything. So exhale, draw your belly in, round your back. And inhale, let's go the other way. So 3 more cat-cows, exhale in, pull it up, and inhale. So a couple more. Inhale. And last one. And inhale. So on the exhale, then just flatten your spine somewhere in between the two and brace. So draw your belly, keep bracing the whole time. Inhale, kick your left leg away and really press back into your left leg, left heel. Exhale, bring the left knee back under. So you can feel more weight maybe on the left hand. Maybe more weightless on the right if you want to. So just keep going at your own speed. And just keep noticing what's going on. When you're done forward, just going to hold the left leg out behind. Just notice how the right knee feels, the right ankle, right foot, the right hip, how you kind of placing yourself there, your lower back, still bracing, shoulders, the neck. You want to play around with the foot position and how that changes things. You can always keep leveling the hips, maybe push the even ball of the foot away. Just keep the toes turned down and push the heel away. Side feel. Just keep making those little adjustments and keep scanning over. Okay, let's keep the left leg straight then. Let's rest the left foot on the floor. And then inhale, let's reach the right hand forward. Take a big circle, nice and slow. Push into your left hand when you get to the top, really twist to the right. And then exhale, we'll just return the right hand back down. From there, then let's bring the left knee back in and sweep the left hand underneath the right arm. So taking time to lower down the head of the shoulder. You can always put a pillow or something underneath if we need that. And then we're staying there, or we can walk the right hand out in front as well. You might want to lean slightly into that left arm to increase the stretch. And then we'll bring the right hand back in. So inhale, push back up. And then exhale, let's tuck our toes under. So we're going to move into down dog. So just take your time. So see how the arch of the foot feel as you sit back onto the heels. And keep the feet nice now as you lift the hips. And then take your time. You might want to slowly pedal the legs out. So pushing the heels further back, one at a time. Keep pushing back into the hands. So as inhale in, come onto your tiptoes, just roll forward into a plank, or a kneeling plank otherwise, if we don't want to be on our feet here. On the exhale, let's slowly lower ourselves down onto our front. When we get there, let's then tuck the toes, just bring the hands off the ground, let's lift the chest off the floor and try and draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, let's lower ourselves back down. Inhale, let's press onto our knees or onto our toes, and then exhale straight backwards into downward facing dog. So just keep your left foot down on the floor. You want to spread the toes, just set the left foot. Inhale in, just get more weight onto it, lifting the right leg. Just take your time to push back into your left heel and lift the right leg further. You might want to keep the left knee quite bent as well. So again, like we did on all fours, you can keep playing around with squaring off the hips. You can play around with that foot position, maybe reaching the ball of the foot away, spreading the toes. Or pointing the heel, pushing the heel away. So another breath in. Exhale then, let's bend the left knee, bend the elbows, and then step in the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Okay, so just get the right foot nice and stable, bend the left knee, or rest the knee on the floor if you want to take it easier. And then push down, let's roll up now into a standing upright lunge. So you might want to bend the back knee, bend the elbows, then inhale, reach the hands out. We're just going to hold still in our lunge and just keep exploring. So we're going to stay for about a minute. Let's try and get a timer going. So keep the bend in the knee over the ankle. Stop watch. If you want more, we can slide the left foot further back or the right foot more forward, so the feet are more split. Okay, so we want to try and drop the shoulders down, but keep reaching the arms out. So you might want to drop the arms as well if you feel that you can't reach up with the shoulders shrugging, or play around with bending the arms to reach up there. I want to lift the chest up a little bit, but keep the ribs pulled in and just find more space, or stretching that front left thigh, left hip, maybe abdominals, maybe arm. So another 15 seconds. Keep spreading the weight through the right foot. So you want to lift your toes, spread them. So brace in, drawing your belly in. Almost there, another 10 seconds. We say 15 and now 10. Okay, squeezing the inner thighs always together. And then on the exhale, then let's drop the hands down to the ground. From here, let's step the left foot forward and then just slowly fold towards the legs. So you may want to stay more off the legs or bend the knees quite a bit to start with. Again, just as you move around, just checking how everything's feeling. So soften the knees, breathe in. Push into your feet, let's breathe out, let's roll up to stand. And then bend the elbows, inhale, stretch up. And exhale, bring the palms together. So I'm not sure how this one's going to go. We're going to have a go at maybe coming onto our tiptoes, but if this feels too much for the ankles, we'll just stay with the heels down. So we'll come up onto tiptoes and then just try and start working on balancing. So try and drop the shoulders, try and be as upright as possible. You might want to do a bit of a cat-cow with your tip your pelvis forward back, or pull the ribs in, drop the shoulders. So if we don't want to stay anytime, you can just drop the heels down. So just take it easy, because we don't want to, again, sprain anything. So on the exhale, we're going to slowly come into a squat. So if you want to keep the heels down for support, just keep the heels on the floor. Otherwise, we're going to try and work balancing. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Stop at any point, inhale. Exhale, let's slowly lift back up. Again, just try and keep everything stable there. Inhale. So we'll do 3 more if it feels good. Otherwise, heels down, or maybe balancing on the toes, upright without squatting. Make sure the knees are okay as well. Inhale, exhale, let's slowly lift back up. And inhale. So 2 more. Exhale as we slowly, slowly squat down. Inhale. Exhale as we push down, lift up. Inhale. And then last one, then we're going to come into sit. So any way we can, otherwise we'll come down into the squat. Bring the hands behind us and just slowly lower our bums to the ground. From there, let's bring the feet out in front. Inhale, reach the hands up then. So we're seated. On the exhale, we're going to slowly keep bracing, lower halfway down. So keep drawing your belly in and out, keep the shoulders nice. And then inhale, let's sit back up again. So we'll do another 3. Exhale as we lower halfway down. So shoulders nice, keep really drawing in, inhale. 2 more, then we're going to hold. Exhale, lower halfway, or to the point. If you want to go further, go further. If you want to go less, not so much. Inhale. And then last one, then we're going to stay. Exhale. And then we're holding for 30 seconds. So just keep check what you're doing. How your shoulders, you're really pulling, bracing. There's no pain in the lower back. So if you do need to adjust yourself, come up a little bit, or play around with how you're holding yourself there. You might want to make more of a C shape. Last 15 seconds. Coming back in reverse then, so in 4 sit-ups then, inhale, let's lift back up. If you feel like you could stay a lot longer, maybe go a bit further back now on the exhale. And then inhale, let's lift back up again. So again, exhale slower. And inhale. Just 2 more, then we're back to our squats. Exhale, lower. And then we get the left leg lunge, or right leg. Inhale. And then final time, then exhale. And then inhale, so this is the warm-up round 2. On the exhale, let's bring the feet back in. So you might want to come a different way into this. Otherwise, we can push into the hands, start to lift your hips, and then maybe walking the hands further forward, and just make sure it's okay for the ankles to slowly come onto tiptoes if we're going for the tiptoe squat. Otherwise, we can keep the heels down and maybe support the ankles with something if they won't go down in the bottom position either. Exhale then, start to come back up. Inhale, so we'll do 3 more. Again, just check, make sure we're not overdoing anything, but it'd be good to work on balance and strengthening. Exhale is slower. Just see what's right. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as we left, keep bracing. Try and stay as upright as possible. So doing the lunge and the squats as upright as we can. Like imagine you're on an elevator. Inhale. Exhale, let's come back up. Inhale. And then last one then. If you want to make it harder, just slow it right down. Just keeping those ankles from swooping out as well, so you're almost drawing them in. And then when we get to the inhale, just pause in this tiptoe position a little bit longer unless it feels like you're fatiguing and it's getting too much. So just seeing, you want to adjust yourself, shoulders, neck. And then from there, then exhale, slowly lower the heels down. Inhale, bend the elbows, reach the hands upwards. And then exhale, let's come back into our forward fold. Again, if you want to pedal out and just sway. So we'll be keeping our right foot at the front, left foot at the front this time. So as inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, we'll lunge our right foot behind us. So we're coming back into high lunge now. The left foot's staying forward. Bend the right knee or rest the right knee on the floor. Breathe in. Push into your left foot. Breathe out. Let's slowly lift up into stand. And then bend the elbows. Inhale, reach the hands up. So just keep adjusting. I don't know which side is the worst. Is the ankle that's got the issue, so you might want to use something to help stabilise, like a wall, or depending on how good it's feeling or not. It's good to work on stabilising. So keep adjusting as well. If you want more work, this front leg's more parallel to the floor, so feel free to go lower. You might want to bend the back knee a little as well. Keep making all these little adjustments we did on the other side, just see how this side feels. And we squeeze in outer hips in or inner thighs together as well, so supporting. Spread the weight through the foot. Let's keep going at those legs. Little adjustments, just keep pulling the ribs in, or what you do with your head, 15 seconds. So you're dropping in on the foot, out on the foot. Keep bending the knee over the ankle. Just check how that back foot's feeling as well on the tiptoe. On the exhale, let's drop the hands down. We're in a down dog split. So the left leg's gonna swoop up in the air behind. So just take your time to slide it back up. So inhale, left leg out, and then take your time to stretch the back of the right leg. So keep pushing back into the right heel there. Just taking time to straighten the right knee maybe, or press more into the hands to really lift the hips. And then exhale, let's slowly lower the left leg. Inhale, let's way forward into a plank. Or kneeling plank. Exhale, let's lower down. Cobra, if you want a different cobra, otherwise we'll do one more hands off ground. So shoulders back, elbows in, inhale, chin in, and exhale, lower. So just push to the knees, inhale, and then exhale, just rest in child's pose. And again, or just on all fours, just touch the front of the ankles then. Okay, so we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. Inhale, let's lift up onto our hands and onto our knees. So if you do have the floor feels okay to bend, then lift the foot up towards your bum without the knee feeling pain in the floor, then you can do that. Otherwise you can put something underneath the knee to pad it up, so don't worry too much. We can always keep the foot down. So let's bring something underneath the left knee, or let's bend the left knee further and bring your foot in. Find the position in between the cat and the cow. And then inhale, let's kick the right leg out behind us, like we did the first time. So the back's going to stay, spine, everything, shoulders, hands stay the same as we did on the first round. So exhale, right knee back under, and then inhale, right leg out behind you. So see if you can keep bringing your foot to your bum, so your left foot, working those hamstrings to try and squeeze the leg in, whilst also the right leg, again hamstrings, glutes, quads to straighten the knee. And you'll feel now, as we've done before, we're going to hold, and it's a little bit more challenging on balance, as there's less connection with the floor, especially if you start to take the left hand off as well. So you can just like test, maybe just bring that palm off the floor and just have it there to balance, or you might even want to reach the left hand out in front. So almost gripping the floor with the right hand, just feel the weight moving through it, and that you're using your fingers maybe to balance the different areas of the hand. Don't worry if you're falling everywhere, keep really pushing that right heel away, left shoulder away from the ear, keep bringing your belly in, drawing your belly in, bracing. Make sure the knee's okay with this. If your lower back's starting to ache, play around with tucking under slightly or adjusting what you're doing with your spine. Hopefully though you'll feel your core muscles aching in a way that they're working a lot. And then from there then, slowly bring your left foot back down and right foot and left hand. Let's bring the right knee back in a moment. Let's move the soft block out the way. And then again, let's straighten the right leg out behind. So we might want to bring the right knee back in, untuck the left foot, and we're going to thread the left arm underneath. The right knee, bring it in, will give it more balance, so if you do feel a bit wobbly, make sure you bring the right knee back in. Otherwise we'll keep the right leg out, bring your left arm more towards the left leg, rather than kind of collapsing on your chest like that. So you want to try and keep the weight in the leg as well, and post the left arm through. So it's going to be a bit more unstable. If your right hand is being used to help you balance, you can always keep it there. Otherwise, if you feel quite stable, you can walk the right hand back out in front. If you've got your right leg straight, just keep working the right leg by trying to engage your right thigh, lift the right knee, but keep the toes down. So let's bring your right hand back in, and inhale, let's press back up. And then exhale, let's reset. So let's bring your right knee now on the block, or let's pad it up. Let's bend the right knee further, so bring your foot to your bum. Just feel what you have to do to do that. So you might even want to press the back of the right leg and feel the muscles engage. Inhale, let's kick your left leg out, so set your spine, kick it out, and then exhale, bring the left knee back under. So again, inhale, kick your left leg out, and exhale, left knee back under. So 2 more, inhale, left leg, reach it away, and exhale. And then last one, then inhale, left leg away, and just hold still, exhale. You might want to almost spin the elbows or up the triceps behind, roll it in, and get the weight nice in that left hand. Right hand then can start to reach, keeping the shoulders nice, neck nice. Keep pushing that left leg away, keep bringing the right foot to your bum, keep bracing, trying to work to balance here. Just keep maybe trying to slow your breathing to help. Keep scanning over what you do with the left leg, right leg, left arm, spine. Okay, and from there, let's slowly rest the right hand back down. Let's bring the left leg back under, moving, so you can move the block out. So you've got that right leg on the floor, so the whole leg can support a bit. Let's straighten the left leg back out, and then we'll start to post the right arm through. And then rest in the shoulder if it's comfortable, the head. And if we're not using this left hand to take some weight off the neck or to balance there, you can walk it out in front. Slow breaths. So you can keep really engaging that left leg if you want to work it harder. Like really lifting the back of the knee upwards, or in the quads, engage. And then let's bring the left hand back in. Let's inhale, let's push back up. Exhale, let's bring the left knee back in. So let's tuck our toes under. Let's start to sit back on the heels. We're moving back into down dog. Are you ready? Start to lift the hips and push backwards into the heels. So let's inhale, let's lift and ripple forward into a plank. Exhale, let's lower down for cobra. So we might want to go a bit higher than hands off ground this time. Then tuck the toes and start to lift the chest and we're pushing into the hands. And just make sure our back's like this. And then exhale, let's lower. So pressing back into a plank. Are you ready? And then lifting into downward facing dog. Okay, so let's keep the right foot on the floor. So we're going to start with the left leg this time. So let's reach the left foot to the back of the mat and then left leg out. Unless you want to do the right leg, that's fine. If you've got an injury or when you might want to do the good side first, or it's up to you though. And on the exhale, then let's bring the left knee under and step the left foot to the inside of the left hand. So just adjust your position so your knees over the ankle, feet about hip width, and then bend the right knee, breathe in, push into your left foot. And we're going to just lift up a little bit so we're not resting on the leg. So push down into that foot and try and lift out of that position. Then we're going to try and lengthen the spine, so it's going to be a bit more intense on the thigh. So you can use block under the hand to take a bit of weight through the arms if we need to, otherwise we're not going to use the arms for any support. Then we're going to either just have the arms just dangling and then shoulders back and neck long. Harder then if you reach them forward, and so there's more weight this way, and arms there having to work that position. Otherwise you can bring them behind, it's still working here, you can roll the shoulders back. So the arms are still working, but it's not so much maybe pulling you down this way. So this left leg, so instead of scooping the left hip to the side, you want to almost tuck it in or squeeze the inner thighs together. And harder, you've got more weight on the left foot, so you can really come onto the ball of the back or right onto the tiptoe and get less weight into that back foot. If the knee's shooting way past the ankle, that might be nice, but otherwise we can bring the knee back in, so we're really kind of stable and pushing down into that left foot there. So weight spread, you can lift the toes, spread them out, and keep bracing. Any options, quite tough on this left leg, right knee on the floor if you need to, otherwise we'll keep working. We'll be off this leg in a moment, there's not much. Let's should have got the timer going. Let's try 15 seconds longer. I'm feeling mine burning, hopefully working. Keep bracing, drawing your belly upwards, keep your spines nice, 10 seconds. Almost there, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then rest the hands down. You might want to hop the right foot in a little bit or just step it to the front. You might want to come off the legs a little bit to just shake off that left leg, or just come straight into the fold and then pedal out the legs. Feel the difference between the more upright and the overloaded lunge. So let's bend the knees, inhale, breathe out, let's roll up to stand. Inhale, let's reach the hands upwards, give the legs a little shake, and then breathe out, bring the palms together. Okay, so we're going to keep the heels on the floor, and inhale, reach the hands out in front. Exhale, let's slowly come down to squat. And if, for me, with the foot position at hip width, the heels have to be lifted in order for me to sit down. I'm going to put something underneath my heels so I can drop my heels to the ground. The knees will then shift back a little. Body's still upright, and then I can push down into the whole foot and lift up to stand. So try and keep the heels down, so use something underneath to help. So we've got 4 squats again. So exhale just to the point that feels okay. So you might want to stop a little bit lower, higher, and then exhale as you lift. So inhale. So 2 more. Exhale as you squat. Inhale and exhale as we lift. Inhale. And then exhale, do 1 more forward. Okay, just notice, can you feel the weight through both feet even? Do you tend to shift slightly to one side? And then we'll stay down into sit. When your next comes down, you can bring the hands behind, lower your bum to the ground, and feet on the floor. So as inhale, reach the hands in front, let's lean back slightly, and maybe we'll lift the feet in the air into half boat this time. Otherwise we're going to keep the feet on the floor like we did the last time. We're going to be lifting lower than otherwise. So exhale, then let's land, or inhale, land the feet, reach the hands up. Exhale, let's push and roll back into a half boat or half sit up. Inhale as we land the feet down, reach up. Exhale as you push into the feet and rock back and try and stabilise the boat. One more then, inhale, reach. We're going to hold for 30 seconds, exhale, let's rock back. And we're staying still. So keep dropping the shoulders like you did in the half sit up. Keep pulling your belly in, you might want to be in half sit up. So legs, hip flexors, might be feeling it. Just 10 seconds more. Stop before that if you need, 5 seconds. Okay, and then 4, we're coming back in reverse. So land the feet down, inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's push into the feet and try and balance half boat. So again, inhale as you reach the hands up. Exhale as you push into the feet and rock back. So 2 more, inhale, exhale, and then final one then, inhale, and exhale. So you may want to get your pillow or whatever if you used it. Let's drop the feet down, and you may be able to lift the hips up and come into stand into a squat in this from here. I know I definitely can. So I'll be using my hands there and walking myself forward so I'm back in that squat position. And just try and spread the weight through the feet so the heels are pressing down as well. And then just get nice and upright when you're ready. If it's not too much for the knees, hips or ankles, we'll come up and down another 4 times. So breathe in there. Breathe out, let's slowly squat down. So really brace. Okay, just see if you're feeling any kind of shifting going on as you lower in and lift in. If you want to change the hands and just feel, put them somewhere else. Just feel the weight is in the feet. Inhale, and then 1 more. And then we'll stay in that then. So inhale at the top, let's reach the hands up, and then exhale, let's come back into our forward bend. Okay, so we're coming back in reverse, so we're going to be stepping backwards with our left foot, so right foot staying at the front. So when you're ready to, let's step backwards, and remember further back is more intense. Easier, you can drop your knee down on the floor and then overload there as well. So we're right onto our back tiptoe, try and find a good position for that foot. And you want to scoop that right hip in, brace, so you can lift up off the leg and either just stay with the hands down, taking a bit of weight there. Otherwise we're going to take the hands off, maybe just angle them, or even reach the hands out in front, harder behind, otherwise a little bit less intense, but more so than having the hands down. So we've got another 45 seconds here. So just check how you're holding your spine, try and find long position. You're holding the hips. So the right foot. There's the knee. Make sure there's no kind of straining going on anywhere. So you need to adjust your foot or knee position. Arms where you want them. Almost there, a few more breaths then. And then from there, then let's land the hands down, let's slide the right leg back up in the air behind us, back into our down dog split. So inhale then, right leg nice and high. And then exhale, we'll land the right foot down. Maybe give the legs a little shake off. So let's take that vinyasa, inhale, let's lift and roll forward into a plank. Exhale, we can lower down for our cobras. Inhale, let's lift the chest. And then exhale, let's lower ourselves back down. So let's push to the knees, breathe in. And then breathe out, we'll sit backwards in our child's pose. And again, just check, hopefully feel good. So we're going to do one last round. So as inhale, let's lift back out onto all fours. Exhale, let's find that good position. So this one's a little bit more tricky. So we're going to tuck our toes under. So that tiptoe squat. So make sure it's okay for there's not too much pressure on the toes or ankles. Actually, the feet will lift the knees up off the floor. We're going to try and brace a lot here. Inhale then, if it's not too much for the left leg, we're going to kick the right leg out behind us. And then exhale as we bring the right foot back down. Inhale, let's go to the left leg, kick your left leg out behind you. You push the heel away, keep bracing, and then exhale as you bring the left foot back down. Again, inhale, right leg. Again, just keep bracing, keep an eye on your lower back. And left leg. We're going to do another 4. Try and keep the box shape, keep pressing through the hand, just go your own pace. Draw your belly up. That's it. And then once you're done then, we're going to drop the knees down, inhale. Exhale, if it's okay to untuck the toes away and keep them tucked, so we're going to slide the hands into a straight puppy dog. And then start to melt the chest down. So either just come a little away, and forehead may meet the floor, or your chin, chest for a deeper stretch. Keep an eye on the neck, the shoulders. We don't want pinching, pain anywhere. So just pull the hips back, allow the hands to slide back. On our 4s, inhale. Exhale, let's tuck the toes, lift the knees and push into downward facing dog. So as inhale, let's lift the hips high, let's ripple forward into a plank. Exhale, let's lower ourselves down. Either cobra, hands under the shoulders, maybe hands off ground cobra. Otherwise, keep the hands by your lower ribs, so start to wave up, depending on the front of the feet here, might be got quite a bit of pressure in them. So we're pressing down into them, lifting the thighs, drop the shoulders back, head off the shoulders, chin in, and then exhale, let's lower back down onto our front. So let's press up onto the knees or onto the toes, inhale, and then exhale, let's lift into downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift onto tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step and a hop in to the front of the mat. Inhale when we get this, lift and lengthen up halfway, and then exhale, let's fold towards the legs. Okay, so as inhale, half wave up, so we're going to be coming from here. Exhale, we'll step backwards with our left foot. So we're going to keep the right foot where it is, and then heel toe the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So just shuffle it out a bit. You might need to change the angle of the foot. If the knee is out there, you might want to turn the toes out. So just feel free to play around with that, and then we're going to sink down now even lower. So we can be higher, we can be right into the high lunge, we can be in that overloaded right lunge, or you may be more of a lizard lunge. So there's a deeper stretch in that right hip. And you may want to take less weight through the hands, walk the hands out in front. We've got a minute here, so just go to the position that you can stay in. Left knee can rest, remember all the options. Always we're active through that left leg. Easier, we're higher, remember, and less knee down. So keep spreading the weight through the right foot. You can even aeroplane the hands and take them off underneath the leg rather than on top there. Always will try and start sinking. Depending on your ankles, you may even want to play around with rolling to the outside of the foot, a little side of the foot, letting the right knee scoop to the side, but that might be too much injuries. You might even want to allow the knee to come way past the ankle to get a nice stretch in the Achilles as well, the calf. We did some of those. Okay, so from here then, I start to lift the chest back up. We're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, otherwise step in and step out to make sure it's not too much. So we start to lift, we come back into your forward fold, but a little bit wider, and then we just pull the knees apart. Again, be careful of the ankles here. Start to come to sit maybe inside the feet. Make sure the knees are okay, hips. And then we're maybe in a deep squat now. and lift the chest up, draw the shoulders away from the ears. So we're either going to be lifting and lowering, otherwise we're going to stay still. So try and keep rolling, spreading the weight through the feet, keep pulling the knees apart. So maybe start to take the hands off the legs without letting yourself collapse in there. On the exhale, then we're going to push down and start to come all the way up, otherwise stay still in squat. Inhale, exhale again, keep pulling the knees apart, just slowly come to the point. You may just stop halfway or maybe coming all the way down. Inhale, exhale, push down, lift up. Inhale, and then exhale as we lower. And inhale, so 2 more, exhale, push down, lift up. Inhale, exhale as we lower. Just go slower if you want loads of energy. Inhale, exhale, let's lift back up. And then we're going to stay down. You may need to bring the legs in to sit or kind of a different way to sit. Otherwise, if it's comfortable, we can rock onto our hands, lower the bum to the ground, and then bring the feet back in front and hands out in front. Last time then, we can either come to feet on the floor, half boat, or maybe into a straight leg boat this time. And on the exhale, this time we're lower a little bit. So we may come into a dish shape, make sure you're not straining anything, or maybe just into boat, and then inhale back up. So exhale, we can come a little bit. Inhale as we try and draw the legs in towards us. So 2 more, exhale as we go to the point we want to go. Inhale as we lift. And then last one, exhale. And inhale, let's hold still for 30 seconds. Oh, this is me. You may want to use your hands for a little bit of support. Just make sure we're not overdoing the lower back. And then we can always let go with the hands. And keep working. 10 seconds left then. We've got 4 more lowers. 5 seconds. Okay, inhale, exhale, let's lower. A little bit or a lot, and then inhale. Loosen legs. 3 more, exhale, lower. And inhale. 2 more, exhale. Inhale. Last one then. Inhale. Okay, let's place the feet back down. Keep going if you've got loads of energy there. And then we'll step the feet about mat width for our yogi squats. So just push the floor away and start to, again, just check the ankles, knees, hips, just lower back as well. We're not overdoing anything, we need to be a bit higher. And then when you're ready, let's open the knees. Again, if you've got loads of energy, you might even just hold the bottom part for 4 breaths if you feel you want more. Otherwise, we've still got that lunge to go though. So just keep going. And just checking if you shift in one way, the feet rolling in, and the knees being pulled in. I lost count now, this might be the last one. When we get to the bottom, then we'll stay there, but keep going if you feel there's one more. And then we'll be stepping backwards with our other leg, so our left foot's going to stay still, and the right foot's going to stay back. So you want to lift the hips up a little bit, get some weight into the hands, and the left foot, and step backwards with the right. And we can always circle the left knee, adjust the foot position. We can play around with having the heel down, but knee coming past to get a bit more stretch there. Otherwise we can step the foot forward. You might even split the legs even more. So there's lots of different options. So we're going to sink down inside the left leg. Make sure it's not too much for the right hip. You might want to bring the right leg in a little bit. If it's too much, if you don't want to be overdoing it there. And rest the knee maybe as well. And otherwise we can stay on the tiptoes, you can walk the hands forward. So just to maybe what you did on the other side. Get less weight through the arms, a bit more core. You might aeroplane the hands off the floor, but if you can, stay low as possible this time. And we'll stay on this side. So another 20 seconds, that's what I mean. Seconds. Okay, and then we'll start to walk your hands back in. If you've gone for the wide, you might want a little hops. You can come back into a forward fold at the front of the mat, just shake off there. So we're going to take one more vinyasa, but we may do it from an arm balance, and otherwise we will just hop or walk, step back into down dog and then roll into plank that we practiced earlier with the up dog. So if you fancy trying crow first, now we can start to bend the knees, come into a tiptoe squat, and then just check the ankles out, opening the knees, turning the toes out as well. And we just stay there, or we can bring the knees onto the back of the arms above the elbows, squeeze the knees in a little bit, lift the hips, brace, reach your chest forwards, and then maybe lifting the feet or one foot up off the floor there. If you feel quite comfortable in crow, maybe if you've got ankles you might not want to do this one. So you want to try and lift the hips up. As you lift the hips up, we're going to catch ourselves in a bent arm position, or even towards the floor. So we can have a go at lifting the hips, kicking the legs back, and then kind of melting into the ground there. And just rest there on your front for an up dog. Otherwise we'll walk step, hop back, we'll end up lying on our front. From there then we can move into our up dogs, or cobra, hand by your lower ribs, wave yourself up. So inhale, and then exhale, we'll lift our hips and come straight back into downward facing dog. And come to the front of the mat again, so inhale, lift onto tiptoes, bend the knees, walk, stepping or hopping to the front. Half wave up, then inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. Let's soften the knees, breathe in, push down, breathe out, let's lift to stand. Inhale, reach it, and exhale, bring the palms together. So it's inhale, reaching the hands up, and breathe out, forward fold. One more time, then inhale, half wave up. So if you want to, we can bend and come into crow for one last time. Otherwise, a little bit more challenging is the knees are not on the arms. Our hands are in front of the feet. You might need to bend the knees quite a bit for this. We'll be shifting the weight forward, pushing a lot into the feet. And as you try and pick the hips up, come onto your tiptoes, you may find that the toes lift off the floor. There's a lot of core work and pressing into the hands. If they do lift, you may then try and pull the hips back and float the feet back into down dog. Otherwise we can do crow into chaturanga, or a hop back into downward facing dog. From there then we can roll forward into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, you might just lower halfway into an up dog, or all the way down, untuck one, depending on the ankles, untuck the other. Inhale there, and then exhale, let's press backwards into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming onto tiptoes, exhale, bend. We're going to come to sit this time. Walk, step or hop to sit. And then hug the knees, and let's roll back onto our backs and just give the legs a little shake off. So I'm going to take another twist. So we did a nice shoulder twist earlier. I'm going to do another nice shoulder stretch for a bit more for the spine. So just keep hold of your right knee with the left hand, and stretch out your left leg, and bring your right arm out to the side, and inhale. Exhale, then let's bring the right knee over the top of you. So rolling onto our left side of the body, and then we can push into the left leg, and scoop the left hip under a little, and the right foot can just rest on top of the left knee there. You may go for a straighten out right leg as well. I want to give the left shoulder a lift, push into the left elbow, lift the shoulder, and then just slide it over to the left too. And then you might want to adjust the head, you can lift that up. You may even look over to the right hand as well. You should just keep the neck neutral. From there then just take that time to move back onto our back. So you might want to push into your right foot, pull your hips back underneath, and then bring the knees back into your chest. So just keep hold of your left knee with the right arm, and stretch your right leg out. And the left arm can reach to the side. Inhale there. Exhale, bring the knee over to the right. Maybe scoop the right hip underneath. And then just start drawing the knee over to the side, maybe straightening the left leg for more pull down the outer thigh and hamstrings. Just keep the knee bent, rest the leg somewhere. You might want to pick your shoulders up, a wiggle them over to the right a little bit. Pick your head up, replace that down, or turn the gaze to the left. From there, then we'll just slowly bring ourselves back onto our backs, bring the feet back in, lift your hips and then reset yourself back under on the back level on the floor. So let's bring the feet in towards us. We can bring both hands out to the side or E shape, or we might interlace them in a moment underneath us. So we're going to press our back down into the floor and lift our hips into bridge. So any arm position, you want to interlace. Walk the shoulders under to stretch them a bit more. Press the arms down into the floor. Or a block under the hips can be nice here. From there, then just walk the shoulders back if you've interlaced, and then just lower yourself back onto your back. So final stretch, if there's anything you particularly want to do. Otherwise we can bring the soles of feet together, maybe let the knees wing out to the side, or happy baby maybe instead. That squat we did, is if we did. Or you might want something upside down, a shoulder stand, maybe a forearm stand, headstand. Otherwise we'll stay with diamond shape. When you're ready for Shavasana, we can just straighten the legs out there. Just give the feet a rock. Just close our eyes and walk the shoulders back under, or adjust our body, give everything a little wiggle. And then we're just going to relax now for a few minutes. If you want to, you can do a visual for help us to stay in the moment. So, or take us away into a place somewhere other than this moment. A good feeling, maybe to stir up some good feelings. So it could be relaxation. Maybe put yourself somewhere that you find really calming and relaxing, and try and sum up that emotion. Or maybe is there anything particular you want to more of in your life, like fun or happiness? You might want to visualize yourself somewhere that stirs up that emotion, and try and feel that you're there already, or you have it already, you do already inside. just start to make little movements again. So you want to stretch out a little, take some big breaths. Circle the ankles. And we just take our time to bring our knees in and just roll over onto our right hand side there and give ourselves a hug. And when you're ready to, we'll just slowly come to sit. Any comfortable position. We just take a breath in then and stretch upwards. And breathe out and bring the hands down in front. And thank you guys for joining this morning. Thank you, Becky.